Do y'all know how hard it was to find this decent background compared to my last video? Like, oh my gosh, I had to clear everything off my bed. Hey everyone! Well, thanks for tuning into Itzel-e-Vision. I hope you guys are having a blessed Sunday. Now that I have done my little intro video, which I will link in the description, basically telling you guys what this channel is going to be about, I thought I should get down to the nitty-gritty and talk today about why I want to join the Peace Corps. So there's basically 3 reasons, which I'm going to break down for you. So reason number 1 is for my self-discovery. So basically what that means is that I've never really felt like I've been on my own before. Like, even though I'm in college and even though I have a boyfriend and I'm just like finding myself and figuring out what I'm going to do, I just still feel like I've never been able to really figure out who I am and just like what I want to do with my own life. I don't know if you guys know, but in the Hispanic culture, it's like we're very focused on pride and of appearances. So that kind of puts more pressure on me to like be a doctor or just do something successful when I should be really focusing on doing something that I'm passionate about and something that will make me happy. So I feel like Peace Corps, while I am going to help other people in those less developed countries, they're also secretly going to be helping me in the process by giving me the opportunity to just really be by myself and really be able to analyze who I am and what I want to do with my life. It was a very impulsive decision, me trying to join Peace Corps. It was very impulsive. I didn't really second guess myself. I just decided, hey, I'm going to do this. And it felt really good, actually, because it was the first decision that I've ever really made on my own without any outside influences. So I feel like if this is my first decision I'm making on my own as an independent woman, then I should definitely follow it. So, reason number 2 is that I love volunteer work. I literally love it. I've always loved the feeling of helping other people. If you ask any of my friends or loved ones, they'll say that I'm very humble and I always put other people's needs before my own, which I know isn't very healthy, but that's just the kind of persona that I've been given. And I'm blessed with it, so that's always nice. But I always try to be considerate of everybody else first, and I feel like Peace Corps is really like the optimal level of volunteer work that you can do. I mean, you're giving them 2 years of your life and you're just giving it your all. But yeah, I was very involved in my high school glee club. Not glee club, key club, and I was very involved in middle school with volunteer work. And even now in college, I've done a little bit of volunteer activities, but I've never really felt the passion that I truly felt in high school. And I know that that's something that I've always been passionate about besides singing. So I think that it's going to be a great opportunity for me to really get that passion going again and just really discover myself in that way while being able to help other people. It's also going to be nice to just see the difference that I'm actually making and just living it out every day, working there with what I want to do and just being able to really see the change that I'm making. And it's going to be a really good feeling, especially since they are non-developed countries and they really do need the help. Reason 3 is that it's a great program in general. You know, for those of you who don't know what Peace Corps is, it's a 2-year volunteer program. They have different sectors available that you can volunteer in, and you get to pick and choose whatever you want to work with. For me, it's going to be healthcare or education, maybe. So we'll see. That's what I'm aiming towards anyway. And it's kind of like a college application format, so which is why I'm starting this channel now, so that when I actually start to apply in the fall, I can go ahead and talk about that process and just like help people out in that way through YouTube. If anybody else is interested in the Peace Corps, then I'll be a resource available to them. But yeah, it's a 2-year volunteer program. They give you a stipend when you live there. So it's kind of paid, but it's kind of not. Um, but they pay for your monthly stipend, and they pay for your transportation to and from your host country, which is nice. And then when you come back, they give you a little bit to help readjust to the American life, which is also nice. And it's also 2 years plus the 3-month training that you have to get for like language stuff and just adjusting to the culture and stuff like that. And you live with the host family during that time, and it's just going to be great. I really like what they're trying to do with this program, and it's something that I never, like, I've heard about it, but I never really knew about it until I decided that when I did more research that this is something that I wanted to do. And now that I've figured out what all it is, it's just grown all the more passionate for me. So now that I've talked about myself a little bit, I kind of wanted to give some advice to those of you out there who are thinking about joining the Peace Corps. And the first piece of advice I can give you is don't overthink it. Seriously, if you're really truly interested and if you're really truly passionate about what Peace Corps is all about, then it really shouldn't take that much overanalyzing and overthinking for you to just go all in it and just do it. That's kind of how you're supposed to make any impulse decision in your life, I think, is to just go with what you want to do. And I never really used to be that way, so I know I'm not one to talk, but I really think for something as big a decision as Peace Corps is, it should be something that you don't have to overthink, that you just know that you want to do it and you go for it. The second piece of advice I can give you is that it will be hard. Like, even though it's a good program and even though it's making change in the world, it's not to say that it doesn't come with some consequences. So 2 years is a very long time. You're gonna miss some stuff in your family, and you're gonna miss some stuff with your friends, and things are gonna change. And when you come back, a lot of things are gonna be different. And that's kind of overwhelming to think about when you're going through the process of deciding if you're wanting to join Peace Corps, which is kind of why I said don't overthink it in the first place, because you have to focus on yourself before you can focus on anybody else. You just have to make sure that this is a decision that you really want to do and that you really care about. And the third piece of advice I can give you is that the heart wants what it wants. You just have to make sure that Peace Corps is something that you're passionate about, and make sure you can handle anything that's thrown at you, because some countries are in worse conditions than others, and we're not going to be as pampered as we are in America. Like, I'm not going to be able to wear shirts like this or have a phone like an iPhone, or just, it's going to be different. So you have to make sure that you're processing that and you're thinking about that, and that you're going to make sure that you can handle that. But above all else, just follow your gut, because you must be the change that you wish to see in the world. That quote has really stuck with me, and that quote is just like my motto for this whole transition that I'm going through. So just follow your gut. Alright, everyone, that's all I have for you guys today. And if you're interested in coming along the ride with me and with Peace Corps, make sure you subscribe, and so you won't miss any updates about me and my personal experiences. Also, to those of you who are just watching because you love me, which is so appreciated. I loved all the feedback I got and all the comments I got supporting me with this. But for those of you who are just watching because you love me, which is amazing, I love you all too, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share so that I can get this word out to all of my loved ones, because I will be planning to update this channel through this whole transition, and even when I go over there, hopefully, to wherever I'm trying to get into. I just don't want any of you guys to miss it, because it's going to be a crazy ride. So thanks for tuning into Itzel-e-Vision.